up, guys? My name's Kyle, and welcome to episode 12 of Big Deal Real Estate. Today I'm going to be going over how the coronavirus is affecting the real estate and give you some plans and strategies that you can put in place to make sure you make it through this thing. So the first thing I want to go over is the numbers that we're looking at. The numbers with the coronavirus are showing an exponential rate of people getting infected and dying. This is a huge problem, and it's definitely going to be affecting the world in ways I don't think we can even imagine right now. And it's definitely going to cause a shift in the real estate market. So we want to make sure we're prepared for that. So we need to have these plans and strategies in place so that our businesses don't fail and we don't wind up like China, Spain, and Italy. Where the whole countries are basically on lockdown and people are dying at exponential rates. We're starting to see it here in the US as well, because we have states like California and New York that are just completely shutting down. So this problem is definitely going to get worse before it gets better, in my opinion. Now, with all that being said, I'm not a fear monger, guys. I'm not trying to create mass panic or hysteria or anything. I'm just saying that the point of this video is to have plans and strategies in place for your real estate business so that it doesn't create a situation like with the coronavirus where we were just completely unprepared for it. So jumping right in, the first thing I'll go over is this little graph right here. So this graph right here is what basically happens in a shifting market. This isn't anything I came up with myself. This came from the book Shift by Gary Keller. If you want a more in-depth analysis about this, you can find this right on Amazon. It's a great read for any real estate professional, no matter if you're a fix and flipper, investor, wholesaler, it doesn't matter. This book lays out some principles that are very helpful if you want to survive this next real estate shift. So this blue line basically represents all the available business in a certain market, and this black line represents all the people that are in that industry. So we all know that markets are cyclical. They go up and down, and that's how it's going to be till the day we die. That's just how it is. So when there's plenty of business to be had in a certain market, there's a little bit of a lag time. A lot of people start getting into real estate. I think we're kind of at the peak right now, and we're about to see a big drop off because this coronavirus is creating a lot of fears, which is going to cause buying to go down. So we're going to start seeing the available business to be had in our markets start going down. The number of people in that same industry is going to go down. There's a direct correlation with it. That book lays it out. You can read it right in there. And what that's going to do is it's going to push out a lot of wholesalers, a lot of flippers, a lot of lenders, just anybody that has anything to do with real estate, because there's less business to be had by everybody. So like I said, that number is going to go down. But it's important that you have these plans and strategies in place because, for example, let's say you have 10% of market share in a market that's doing 10 million. That means you got $1 million in market share for that particular area. And what that shift is going to do is it's going to cause that number to go down. So if you can maintain that same level of 10% market share throughout this whole, roller coaster of what's about to happen, then when the real estate market bounces back, you're going to see your 10% market share go up to 15, 20, 25%, because those same agents that were in the business aren't there anymore. So it's important to have these strategies in place to make sure that you survive this next market shift. So that's what that graph looks like, guys. You can search this, you can look it up if you want more in-depth answers, or you can reach right out to me and I can explain this a little deeper for you if you'd like. So thinking about everything that's going on, this is what I have. Everybody's out in limbo right now. Not everybody really knows what's about to happen, but this is what's going on in my head, and I'd just like to share it with you guys. The first one is you're going to want to have shifting strategies in place. You're going to want to prepare for what's to come. You're going to want to find awesome partners to help you out in your real estate career. And above all else, you're going to want to stay calm, because fear and worry never cause anybody to do anything great. So it's important to keep your cool, stay calm, and just figure out how you're going to make this work. So the first thing you're going to want to start thinking about is, what kind of shifting strategies do you have in your tool belt? Like, for instance, just a couple that I wrote down off the top of my head. Some people can get into virtual wholesaling. What that is let's say you have a state that you know of, an area that you know of that's getting hit hard by the coronavirus. What you can do is you can actually market to those areas with Facebook, Instagram ads for people who might be motivated to sell right now, because the economy is basically shut down, so people can't pay their mortgages. They're probably going to be motivated sellers at that point to sell their home. Now, let me say this, guys, we're not out to prey on people, we're out to help people. So if you're out to prey on people, shame on you. That's not what we're doing. We're here to help people and try to help them out of a dilemma. So from there, you find a motivated seller, you tie it up with a contract, you market to buyers in that area, you help them find a buyer. Everybody wins. Great. Another set of shifting strategies you should have is, you should know what subject twos are, you should know what owner finance is, lease options, and any other creative finance type transaction you can think of. I say that because I hear a lot of lenders and hard money lenders right now that are shutting down, and they're doing that because nobody knows what's about to happen, and they think it's too risky to lend out money right now if they're not guaranteed a return. So I understand that. So what you're going to want to do is Google creative real estate investing strategies and learn how to start doing that stuff, so that you have those tools in your tool belt and you can use them when the time comes, if you need to help these sellers out of a bad situation. The next thing you're going to want to do is prepare. And what I mean by that is put out, if you're a real estate guy like me that's making videos, start putting out more and more content. What's going to happen is people are going to start not being able to pay their mortgages. So if you can put out videos on short sales and pre-foreclosures and how to do that, and put out those videos ahead of the market, like that curve I just showed you, if you can put that out ahead of when everybody's going to be searching, then when the time does come, your videos are going to come up and they're going to be thinking of you, and you're just going to earn more business. Another strategy I thought of is call up property owners in your area. Maybe you know of a guy who owns 20 to 30 buildings, sometimes more. But maybe you know a guy who owns 20 to 30 buildings. Call him up and tell him, like, hey, look, I'm a real estate investor in the area with the coronavirus and everything that's going on. I'm sure you're stressed out, and these buildings are all a burden to you. So if you want, I'll be more than happy to take a couple off your hands if you're interested in selling, and see if you're willing to put some sort of deal together. Because you might be able to do an owner finance deal, you might be able to do a subject to. Who knows? There's a ton of investing strategies out there, and you'll only know when you go out and you actually do it and you start talking to these people. And you can put a bug in their ear, and then they'll be thinking of you, so that if this thing ever does get worse, then you'll be the first one that they call. So that's another way you could do it. I think what's going to happen in the next few months, especially this summer, is short-term rentals are going to be obliterated. And what I mean by that is people renting out their lake houses on Airbnb or in the bigger cities, because basically, like I said, fears are going up, so people aren't spending as much, and obviously they're not traveling because they don't want to catch this virus. So I think so I think it would be a good idea to go on Airbnb, find all the property owners, get a list of that, and just call them and have the same kind of conversation and say, look, I'm a real estate investor in the area. I know a lot of creative ways to do deals. I know the market's very unpredictable right now, and you can be stressed out and feel like these places are a burden to you. So if you're interested in selling and want to put together a deal to help ease that burden, let me know. And that would be a good way to start building relationships, start cultivating relationships with people so you can help them out when the time comes. The third thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find awesome partners for your real estate business. And what I mean by that is I don't mean people that have stashes and stashes of cash away in the bank. You're going to want to find other people who think the same way you do. You're going to want to find creative thinkers, because the people who can come up with creative solutions are oftentimes the one who prosper in times like these. So reach out to, if you're a wholesaler, try to find all the wholesalers in your area, have everybody come together on a conference in Zoom and just figure out like, hey, how are we gonna make it through this shift, and how are we gonna set ourselves up to succeed in the future? And the same thing can be said for lenders, hard money lenders, fix and flippers, buy and hold investors, wholesalers, everybody, this works. So the point I want to make with this third one is try to come together with some people, because when a group of people come together for the same cause and they try to work through these problems, magical things start happening, because you get that creative imagination going. And then, like I said, it's those people that create new systems for these changing times are the ones who really prosper in the future. And fourth thing, guys, just stay calm. Like I said earlier, worry, panic, fear never causes anything good. It's never anything constructive. So you're going to want to make sure that you just keep a level head, make logical decisions. Don't freak out every time a new news article comes out. Shut off the phone, get off of Twitter, get off of Facebook, stop reading all the crap that's on there, and just do what you can and control what you can in your own world. So that's basically the gist of what I had today, guys. It was kind of off the cuff today because I'm just going off of everything that I'm thinking about right now. It's kind of hard because everybody's out in limbo right now. We don't know what's going on, but this is kind of what's going through my head. So if you found this video helpful, guys, make sure you smash the like button and keep an eye out for more content that I put out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you soon.